it's Lily Paramore. Today is Tuesday. Now today, as you know from last night, I made these cupcakes, tried them out. Now the one thing I suggest to you is eat them while they're warm. I went to try one the next morning and they are rock solid. So yeah, people, if you're going to make them, you're going to buy that thing, eat them while they are warm. Otherwise throw them in a bin. Now, I've got these, 3 of these. They're dental cleaner sticks. Now, my mum's dog loves these. They're out of date. So I got 3 for £1. So, yeah, that's them. I've also, if I can just get them all together, had all my photos today. Yeah, look how many's there. So I've got to go through my computer at the end of this and delete all the ones that I've got printed off and off my pad and things like that. Also, I went to work today, obviously. Now, it was sunny, the sun was out a bit, and then it started raining. Now, I didn't think I was going to make it to work, like, if I left by 10:30. So I was in a bit of a rush, thinking I weren't going to make it. But I made it by 11 o'clock and was there half an hour early. So I stood under the shower while I was tipping it down. Then before that, I went to a shop and got like this man that does the reduced stuff. Them things. That was like a hair. These things. We're doing crisps. So I got 10 packets of crisps for £1. Obviously they're all out of date, but you can still have things like that. Then what else was there? Then when I was on the bus, on this 31 bus, right? Now this woman looks way older than me. Now I'm 22. We all like candy floss still, but she had this tub of candy floss that was like this, and when she was eating it, like, she was eating it in little tiny bits, like she's getting the most tiniest bits and eating it. And I was like, just put it in your mouth and eat it. Just ram it in. It was so annoying. So yeah, that happened. And then obviously I got there really early. And then it's been really bad weather and shit today. So yeah. Well, I've also had a suggestion that, like, these 2 people there were at my workplace. Now, obviously the workplace you don't go to is Foxhollis Forum. Now, they rely on donations, so if anyone would like to make a donation, comment below and I'll give you the details. But these 2 people need carers, right? Just like, right, now this is the thing I'm going to let out. I don't like going places on my own, and things like that. So I myself have a carer to go with me to go out places if I don't have a family member, because I actually am paranoia and I hate going places on myself. So obviously when I say some people, it's a carer. So I'll let you guys into that and let you know that obviously I have carers and shit and things like that. So yeah, but because the amount of shit that goes on in this place, and it is wrong, like, there's people in this place that come 10 o'clock, let alone they're wheelchair bound, one's completely bed bound, 2 are wheelchair bound, and 1 can't get up and down the stairs without someone helping them on this chair thing. Now come 10 o'clock, no one's in the building, no staff members, no carers, no nothing, right? So they have to live in these beds until someone comes in the morning. And that's not probably till 9:30, 7, 9 o'clock. I think it's like 9:30 before anyone comes in. So they have to live in there. So yeah, and after speaking to my social worker about things, it is actually against the law to do something like that. So yeah, they're being investigated because of everything. But the person that was caring for these 2 people, and then another carer come from later on to go with them, I think it's because he drives, they work for Birmingham City Council one. Well, when they worked for Birmingham City Council, I was speaking to her, and she said the amount of stuff that's wrong with this place, I should sit down and write a massive complaint. Like, well, not complaint, write down everything and send it off in an email to the Birmingham City Council, and they should move me faster. So once I've sorted my photos out, I'm actually going to get a pen and paper, and I'm going to start with the bedroom and work my way through, and then I'm just going to long ass email to Birmingham City Council. So, and I will keep emailing them until someone gets back to me, and hopefully I'll be able to move faster. I have done my housing letter, like housing form, and it's going to take 4 to 6 months, so hopefully it'll process it faster if I do something like that. Because I've got things like, there's damp in my bedroom. Now, I had asthma when I was a kid. I've still got mild asthma still. They've given me asthma tablets in before. And sometimes in my sleep and things like that, I stop breathing. And I start breathing again. So, yeah, I have things like that. So I have bad asthma, and that could affect my asthma even more. And it makes me ill. Like the windows, I cannot put any more windows on latches. Now, I have a sense of fear that if I leave my windows open or something like that I fear that someone gonna break in. Like the once they put me the responsibility of having a key to make sure the door was locked. So I had this key, and even though one of the carers always locked it before they went out, I still had to check that the door's locked when I was here, because I have a fear that someone's going to get in. So that's other sort of responsibility they give me, and it's wrong, and stuff like that. And then when I don't like going, because this went most of my care, like all my care is to go with going out places, because I don't like going anywhere by myself. So they can't even keep anything. They're understaffed, right? This is what else is wrong. They're understaffed to the point where they are employing anybody. So to the point where they're employing anybody that don't know what they're doing, they don't have a clue, they don't understand nobody. So that's also breaking the law. They don't even know how to turn a fire alarm off. So yeah. So I'm actually going to sit down and write a long ass email and send it off to Birmingham City Council, because it's outrageous. And that's what that woman advised me to do. So yeah, that's what I'm going to actually do. But yeah, other than that, much really. It was raining, it sleeted a bit, it's supposed to snow on Thursday. So yeah, that'll be fun. I think that's pretty much it done for the day, really. And obviously I've just let you guys know that obviously I have carers and things like that, and there's carers in this place. Now, for all you people that do actually listen to my vlogs and shit, for all you people who want to put nasty comments and nasty marks, the fact I have carers and things like that, you need to get a grip of yourselves, because it's not people's fault the way they're born and the way things happen. At the end of the day, everyone's not perfect. There's always something that someone that says they're perfect is hiding. Let me tell you now. And I went to college once, and this kid couldn't talk properly, and he had a speaking problem, and these group of lads, well, this one main lad was taking a piss out of him. So I went up to him, I was like, if you've got a problem, take it with me outside, pick on someone that's more capable. And he sat back down and was like, had nothing to say. Because you try acting big in front of other people when it isn't actually other people's fault and things like that. And it's really nasty when people are vile to people that have special problems and things like that, and special needs and everything. And just think, when you get to your age, like old age and things, you're going to need someone to help you through life and things like that. There's always a chance of one person in every family having a problem as well. So before you get on a bus or you're vile to someone that has a problem or anything, think, one day you might need the help, and one day you could be stuck somewhere, or you might need to borrow some money, or not even borrow money. You might be stuck in a street and you might be stuck to get home. and that person's there to give you that money to get home. At the end of the day, we're all the same. We're just special in our own way. So yeah, always think before you're gonna take the mick out of someone that's got a problem, because it's wrong. Like, there's a guy called Adam something, I can't remember his last name, on YouTube, and he done BBC channel. He done it, and he had something wrong with his face, and that, I'm only saying that, I don't mean to say in that and be nasty against him, and respect for him putting his videos up. So that's where I call out, and I'm letting you guys know, because I don't want to hide it. I don't see why I should have to hide it, because at the end of the day, so what? So what if I have it? Just because I'm different between everyone else, we're all different in our own way at the end of the day. So yeah, but yeah, that's pretty much it in that way. But I will read you this story today. Now we put that to one side. Now, this story ends with like a cliffhanger thing, and that. So yeah. Once upon a time, there lived a family of 3. There was a mum called Callie and 2 kids. The kids were JJ and her son Lily. JJ, her son, and Lily, her daughter. They lived in a 2-bedroom house. This was a small house, and in the 2-bedroom in the 2 bedrooms, the kids had to share the same bedroom, but was one problem. They were getting to that age they needed their own room. So that night, Mum put the kids to bed and went to her PC. She was chatting to a mate on Facebook when a pop-up came up on her PC. On her pop-up came up with a 3-bedroom house, and it had a big garden. Mum thought this would be perfect, just what she was looking for. So she wrote the number down and said goodnight to her mate and went to sleep. The next day, it was 7:30 in the morning, and Mum's alarm went off. The mum got up out of bed in the kids' room and went into the kids' room and woke the kids. Mum said, "Be down in 5 minutes, I've got something to tell you." So Mum went down the stairs and found the number she wrote down last night and rang the number. When she rang the number, the man answered the phone and said, "How may I help you today?" Mum said, "Well, I just wondered about the house I saw last night on the web. It was a 3-bedroom house and a big garden." And the man said, "Yes, I know, that's been available for a while now." Mum said, "Really, would I be able to look at it this morning?" The man said, "Yes, sure, what time would be good for you?" The mum said, "Well, as soon as I drop the 2 kids off would be good. So say about 8:30. My name's Mrs. Kelly, by the way since you didn't ask." The man answered and says, "Okay, Mrs. Kelly, I'll see you at 8:30 at Red Drive." The mum said, "Thanks. Now, oh boy, see you later." While the mum had been on the phone, the kids were upstairs getting dressed. They was also wondering what Mum had to tell them. All this time, as Mum just got off the phone, the kids ran down the stairs to see what Mum had to say. They stood there and looked at Mum. Mum looked back at them and said, "Be good at school today, as I've got something really good to give you when you come out." So Mum put the kids in the car and drove them to school. When Mum gets there, she turned to them and said, "Now remember, be good, otherwise no, I won't tell you what I've got you, and also I'll take it back. So be good, and I'll see you when you get picked up after school." "Okay," the kids said to their mum. Mum now got back in the car and drove to Red Drive. When she got there, she could see was a long road that was red. As she drove along the red road, she could see a green grass and flowers going everywhere. As she thought about this, she said to her, "This house is the most nicest house I've seen. Why would no one want this house?" She had gone 10 miles before reaching the house at the end of the road. As she looked out at the outside of the house was a man she found standing outside the door of the house. She got out the car and said to the man, "This is the best house I've ever seen." Just to her right of the house was a swimming pool. The man then said, let's show you inside of the house. So the man went inside, and Callie followed him in the house. As she went inside, she saw that the walls were black, but what catched her attention was the right end of the room. On the left of the stairs was a bright red door. She looked through. "I've got to change the colour of the house for starts." The man took her to her left. Through a door was a kitchen. As she walked in the kitchen, she looked and thought, "This is the most clean and tidy kitchen she saw." It was quite big, too. The man then takes her out of the kitchen and into another room. On the right was a living room. It was this living room. She could not believe how tidy it was. The man then took her out of the room and up the stairs. As she got up there, she saw the first big room for the kids. Inside the room was sat a doll. At the end of the room, in the corner, Lily would love that doll to bits. Then she looked at all the bedrooms and started with the kids. They were just right. That was just right too. Then the bathroom was just right. This was the best house she's ever seen in her life. Then the man took her outside the house, and when they were outside the house, she turned to the man and said, "This is the best house ever. When can I have it?" The man turns and passes her keys and said, "Here, you can have it right now and good luck." So the mum straight away, as soon as the man left, she rang the removal place to get the stuff. Also put all in her new place. She was unpacking her stuff in her new house when she looked at the time. It was 3:00. She then stopped and thought of the kids' gift. I was getting them. And so she turned to the removals people and said, "Carry on unpacking, I've got to get my kids." Just before she got to their school, she saw the pet shop and knew what to get the kids, so she pulled over and got out and went inside the shop. And when inside, she saw a man, and she said to the man, "I'd like a puppy, please, that's good with kids." The man said, "Here, have this one." So she paid for the dog and put the dog in the back of the car. She then got in the car and went to pick the kids up. She just got to the school when the 3:30 bell rang. The kids ran to her mum. The mum turned to them and said, "Don't get too excited, but look in the back of the car. And while you do that, kids, we're not going back to the old place. We've got a new place to go to." The kids ran to the back of the car. As they looked, all they could do was turn to their mummy and say, "We love you so much, mummy." So Mum put the kids in the car, and then got in herself of the car. She went with the kids to their new home. As she got up the red drive, the kids didn't know what to say. Mum got to the house and let the kids out and said, "Your stuff has been unpacked in your rooms. Lily, there's something in the playroom for you." Lee and JJ looked at and smiled and ran off into the house and upstairs. JJ went to his room. Lily ran to hers. But as Lily did, she stopped and looked into the playroom, and there sat the doll. Lily just could not stop looking at the doll. Just then the doll looked at her and said, "Hi, my name is Star. I like to take children to a happy place to play all the time." Just then Mum called them for dinner, and as they sat down for dinner, Lily said to her mum, "Do you know that doll, Mummy? I love it. And it talks too." The mum stopped eating and said, "Don't be silly. Dolls don't talk. Why do you bring it down here for? The toys stay upstairs." "I did not, Mummy. And her name is Star, Mummy," Lily said. "Look, just don't bring down the downstairs. Toys belong upstairs," Mum said. After dinner, the kids went to bed, and Mum went and watched TV. As she watched TV, Lily decided she needed a drink, so she got out of bed. But when she got to the stairs, the doll was at the bottom. Lily looked at Lily and said, Lily, come with me, come and play with me. So Lily walked down the stairs, took her hand and walked through the red door. As she did, the doll turned and shut the door, and the door was never to be opened again. That, obviously I was a bit stuttery in that, like I've explained, that this is my story that I made up. Like, I made the story myself, but obviously I got someone to help me, made sure it makes sense, and add the extra words in that needed going in. But I've never actually named this story. So yeah, I hope you like our story. Give me feedback, bad, good, whatever. Right at the bottom in the comments as well if you want to know where to donate for Fox Hollies, and that. So yeah. And I hope you guys understand about people with disabilities and shit like that. And I hope the next time in the street that you have a laugh and you think it's funny to take the mick out of someone with a problem, that you'll realise that we're all the same. We're just different in our own way, and we're all smart in our own way, and things like that. And that even means explaining to your kids that don't take the mick out of people that are different to you. At the end of the day, today's society is out of this world. You know, people need to learn to respect each other again. So yeah, I hope you guys like my vlog for today and that. I hope you guys like the story, today's story, and things like that. So yeah, and one more thing, these photos that I got, there's no post boxes, right, in this place. And guess what they did with my photos? They left them leaning against my door. Anybody could have took them. Anybody. Or anything. And I think it's very disgraceful. So I'm also going to put that in my complaint thing. Well, not a complaint thing, like I said, like an email. So yeah. Sorry. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed my vlog today. I hope you get more insight. If you would like to learn more about, like, and more explanation into the whole thing around me and my disability, well, I wouldn't call it disability, but my fear into being on my own and things like that, and autistic people and things like that, then you should comment below, and I will happily do another video, a vlog, and explain it to you guys. At the end of the day, I'd rather get people to get an understanding of people that are different in the world, so the next time you come across someone, that you can understand them. At the end of the day, like that Adam done. That Adam on that video sat them people down, and he sat them in a room. Well, at first they answered a questionnaire of how they would be in a reaction, but then, and it was all like negative, but then when they met the person and they got to know the person and things like that, their results were different, and they were a lot nicer and things like that. So yeah, if you guys are gonna just like write nasty comments and that, you need to grow up, because you're not outsmarting anyone going on the internet thinking you're brave, putting a comment behind a computer screen. It's ridiculous at the end of the day. So yeah, I'm happy to upload vlogs, so if you want to hear more about understanding people and that, so yeah. Tomorrow obviously I've got work again, and then Thursday obviously I go to Devon and that with the caravan and things like that. So yeah, so I hope you like my vlog. So if you want more, like, subscribe, comment for challenges, comment if you want to know more about people and understanding. Thanks for watching. Bye.